Welcome to another exciting episode where we dive into the most talked about topics. Today we're discussing Dr. Robert Malone's controversial statements about mRNA vaccines. Dr. Malone, who identifies himself as an inventor of mRNA vaccines, has been making waves with his skeptical views on COVID-19 vaccines that use mRNA technology. His appearances on popular platforms like Fox News and the Joe Rogan podcast have amplified his voice, but what exactly is he claiming? One of his main points of contention is the alleged dangers associated with mRNA vaccines. However, experts have called into question the validity of his claims, suggesting that he often takes statements out of context, using complex jargon and vague terms to present a distorted picture of vaccine risks. For instance, Malone has made claims about vaccine-caused hospitalizations in children. However, experts have fact-checked these statements and found that the actual risk is much smaller than what Dr. Malone suggests. Another claim that has caused a stir involves the risk of myocarditis after mRNA vaccination. While the risk does exist, it's important to note that it's relatively low, with rates of 1 in 14,000 for teenage boys and 1 in 270,000 for men. Furthermore, there's no evidence to suggest that there have been deaths from myocarditis after COVID-19 vaccination in the United States. Dr. Malone has also raised concerns about potential long-term damage caused by vaccines. Again, experts have pointed out that these claims are unfounded. Vaccine side effects typically occur within the first month after vaccination, and the FDA requires several months of safety data before approving any vaccine. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this controversy, and remember, always consult trusted health professionals for your medical advice. Next up, we're looking at the recent backlash against Tarte Cosmetics influencer trips, a fascinating mix of luxury, controversy, and social media drama. For over a decade, Tarte Cosmetics, a prominent makeup company, has been hosting influencer trips. These excursions are usually filled with opulence, including plush accommodations and the chance to sample unreleased products. However, these seemingly glamorous trips have recently come under scrutiny and sparked quite a controversy. During a trip to Dubai, Tarte faced criticism for flaunting luxury in the midst of economic hardship. This extravagant display stirred a negative reaction from the public, questioning the timing and sensitivity of the brand. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. The brand's trips to Turks and Caicos and Miami further fueled the controversy. Some creators, especially women of color, voiced their concerns over feeling mistreated. They felt that they were not accorded the same treatment as their counterparts, sparking a heated debate on equality and fairness in the influencer sphere. This drama unfolded online, with creators sharing their experiences and calling out Tarte for their alleged unequal treatment. One creator, Bria Jones, even contemplated pulling out of the Miami trip due to feeling singled out. However, she later stated that the situation with Tarte had been resolved. In response to the allegations, Tarte defended their room assignments, stating they were based on check-in and check-out timings and +1s. Despite this defense, the controversy has raised questions about the trade-off for brands in funding these trips when the resulting publicity may be negative. In this age of social media transparency, brands should remember that every action could be under the public eye. But now, let's shift gears to our next topic. Now we turn to an inspiring figure who's been making waves with his philosophy of embracing discomfort, the former Navy SEAL and ultramarathoner David Goggins. Goggins is not just a man, he's a force of nature. Born into hardship, he faced adversity and discomfort from an early age. But instead of letting his circumstances define him, he chose to redefine his circumstances. It's this mental toughness, this determination to overcome, that has become his hallmark and the foundation of his philosophy. As a Navy SEAL, Goggins was trained to endure, to push beyond the limits of what seems possible. But he didn't stop there. He took these lessons of endurance and resilience and applied them to his life, becoming an ultramarathoner, a testament to his dedication to pushing physical boundaries. But Goggins' influence extends beyond his personal achievements. He recently oversaw the Goggins Challenge, a grueling 2-day test of physical fitness. This event attracted tens of thousands of participants from across 90 countries, all drawn to the idea of pushing past their own limits, of embracing discomfort as Goggins has. His fan base is growing rapidly, and it's not hard to see why. People are drawn to his story, to his philosophy. They see in Goggins a model of what we can all achieve when we embrace discomfort, when we refuse to be limited by our circumstances. And Goggins, despite being in his 40s, shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to push himself, to test his limits, and in doing so, he inspires others to do the same. With his growing popularity, he has the potential to influence many more through various avenues. David Goggins is a true testament to the power of the human spirit. His story is a reminder that we can overcome adversity and push past our limits. What do these stories have in common? They all involve public figures who have gained attention, for better or worse, through their actions and words. Let's take a moment to unpack this. Our first story features Dr. Robert Malone, a figure who has been both praised and criticized for his controversial stance on mRNA vaccines. His rise in the public eye is largely due to his appearances on popular platforms such as Joe Rogan's podcast. We see here the power of media to amplify voices and perspectives, but it also underscores the importance of fact-checking and transparency. Our second story about Tarte Cosmetics influencer trips illustrates the influence of social media and the role it plays in shaping brand perception. It's a tale of luxury, exclusivity, and the potential pitfalls of influencer marketing. The controversy surrounding these trips highlights the need for brands to be authentic and fair in their dealings, and how quickly public opinion can turn when they are perceived to fall short. Lastly, we have David Goggins, an individual who has harnessed the power of his personal narrative to inspire and motivate others. His story underscores how perseverance and authenticity can resonate with audiences and build a strong personal brand. So what is the common thread here? It's the power of the media and public opinion and the impact they can have on our perceptions and beliefs. It's about the importance of authenticity, transparency, and accountability. In each of these stories, we see the potential for public figures and brands to influence and shape discourse. But with that influence comes responsibility. They have a duty to be honest, fair, and transparent in their communications. And let's not forget about us, the listeners, viewers, and consumers. We have the power to question, to critique, and to hold these figures and brands accountable. Whether it's in the realm of health, beauty, or personal growth, public figures and brands have a responsibility to their audience. And as listeners, we have the power to hold them accountable. As we wrap up today's episode, let's reflect on these stories and their implications. We've navigated through a sea of information, dissected claims, and delved into the lives of influencers and motivational figures alike. In our first segment, we grappled with the controversial claims of Dr. Robert Malone, a self-proclaimed inventor of mRNA vaccines. His skepticism towards COVID-19 vaccines that utilize mRNA technology has sparked widespread debate. Yet, it's crucial to approach such discussions with an open mind and a critical eye, understanding the importance of fact-checking and the potential dangers of misinformation. We then ventured into the world of influencers with Tarte Cosmetics brand trips. While these excursions promise luxury and exposure, they've also uncovered issues of equality and fairness. This serves as a reminder that beneath the glossy surface of influencer culture, there can often be a more complex reality. It's essential to question what we see and hear, and to value transparency and authenticity. Our journey concluded with the inspiring story of David Goggins, the ex-Navy SEAL and ultramarathoner. His resilience and mental toughness are admirable, yet his story also prompts us to consider the balance between pushing our limits and maintaining our well-being. The common thread in all these narratives is the necessity of critical thinking and informed decision-making. In an era where information is readily available, it's our responsibility to discern fact from fiction, to question narratives, and to remain cognizant of the complexities that often lurk beneath the surface. Remember, your voice matters. Stay informed, stay curious, and until next time, keep the conversation going.